This evening is obviously about celebrating the human dignity curriculum. This curriculum emerged from policy debates and invitations from our global partners, inviting us to build a curriculum for young people and students that was felt to be missing. In 2007, on a trip to Lebanon, we received our first formal request. Would WYA consider building a K-12 curriculum, embodying the ideas in our training so that children and young people could learn them grade by grade? This, they said, would transform the region and the world. From 2009 to 2011, we fought the RH bill, the Reproductive Health Bill in the Philippines, which among other things aimed to force schools, teachers, and parents to teach inappropriate sexual content to children without informed consent. It was clear that a new approach was needed, not just to allow for alternative policy options, but more importantly, to give families and schools a choice in the educational content they could use to transform young hearts and minds. From 2011 to 2013, we built and tested the initial curriculum in St. Lucia in the Caribbean. We then brought it to the United States for additional testing, development, and finally, external evaluation. Along the way, our members started using and testing this content in their own communities: the Philippines, Cameroon, Kenya, Malta, Croatia, Hungary, Mexico and Paraguay, Canada, and the United States. Research findings, which were completed and published last year, were good. Gold standard indicators showing that we were changing attitudes and behaviors were clear. Children were also clear, telling us, quote, "In science we learn about volcanoes, in religion we learn about God, and in HDC we learn about ourselves." Global confusion about the human person is present among our youth. HDC helps children and young people to answer the questions they are facing. This calms them, provides rootedness, and transforms their own behaviors and attitudes as well as classroom culture. 2025 saw significant growth and acceleration with the HDC. Our first two peer-reviewed external research findings were published. 10 new schools adopted the curriculum in the United States, even as external research to validate Teen Men and Teen Femme, our additional curriculum, were begun. The Philippines saw 3 provincial adoptions on the policy side, 4 municipal adoptions on the policy side, and 1 school district adoption on the implementation side, leading to 107 new schools in 2025 alone, serving over 40,000 students. Ethiopia began translating the HDC into Amharic, led by World Youth Alliance alumni, in preparation for high school adoption this year. WYA Croatia is beginning to translate Teen Femme and Teen Men into Croatian in order to have a concrete curriculum and proposal as they gear up for a national discussion, debate, and fight on comprehensive sexuality education. This growth is exciting and significant. And tonight we have the honor to recognize one of the outstanding contributors who has helped us to get here. WYA knows that each individual person has the possibility to act with courage to change. So, round 2. No gala without tears from me, but LaTisha may follow. Dr. LaTisha Downing is one of these people, and she is our honoree tonight. It's my honor to introduce her to you and to recognize the significant work that she has done. This award that we're presenting to her tonight is the Mary R. Smith Award. It is our annual award to recognize outstanding contributions to the advancing of human dignity around the world. We first met Dr. Downing when she was principal of Central High School in Atchison, Kansas. Her students reflected a special group of children needing extra support, mentors, and care to help them overcome the adverse circumstances in their lives. HDC was transformative to these students, for their parents, and also to their teachers and community. Dr. Downing led the HDC adoption in her school, worked with the curriculum leadership team in her district to achieve approvals to move forward, and implemented this across the school. She also worked with us as a founding school and a key partner in the initial external research validation study that we conducted with her public school in Kansas and a private Catholic school in Canada. And this led to outstanding reviews that have just been published in the Journal of Character Education. Later, Dr. Downing became principal of the public high school in Atchison, Kansas, where she also integrated and implemented HDC. Along with the leadership of her sister, Kara, also here, a teacher at the high school, HDC has helped these students to flourish. Discussions and conversations have been initiated by Dr. Downing with the district, with curriculum advisors, and with broader school access to encourage adoption, both in Atchison, Kansas, and with administrators and principals nationally. Big things start with small steps, and with the courage of individuals who step forward to do what is needed and to fill the gaps of things that are lacking. Dr. Williams' use of the curriculum, her commitment to it, participation in it, and championing of the HDC curriculum has enabled significant advances in the research and adoption of this curriculum in the United States and around the world, some of which are just beginning to be felt and experienced now. For her integrity, courage, and above all service to her own students, it's our great honor to present the Mary R. Smith Award to her tonight.
I don't think I need this tall thing. I'm already tall. Oh my. Thank you. I am truly honored and humbled to receive the Mary R. Smith Award, to be recognized for work that's not really work to me. It is a passion of mine. Kids are just amazing people, and I am honored to receive this award. First, I want to thank God, because that is where my help comes from, my strength comes from. I wouldn't be able to do anything without God's help. Every opportunity, every journey, everything that I go through is all glory to God. I'm especially grateful for Anna and Claire, who, she said I took a chance on them, but they took a chance on me when Tori Bockham walked into the building from Benedictine, and it was 2020, right as COVID was about to hit, and asked if I wanted to participate in teaching human dignity curriculum. And I was like, yes, because I had been making up everything before he introduced me to it. And so I am so grateful for that God moment that happened as he walked into the building and asked me to teach the human dignity curriculum, because as the principal of Central School, which is an alternative school, those were kids that really had a hard time having dignity about themselves. They had already not been successful at traditional public school, and so when they came to Central School, it was all about really building them back up from where they just had a hard time. And so the human dignity curriculum was one way to help build them back up. They learned that they have dignity, and that mattered. And so my kiddos who were in 4th and 5th grade at the time, really took to it. They went home talking about it to their families. They talked about it to their brothers and sisters. And they finally said, hey, we sat at the dinner table and we talked about the human dignity curriculum. And that was just an amazing moment from that point on. And so I'm just so grateful that human dignity curriculum came to Atchison, Kansas, which is like in the middle of America. And I'm so grateful for my sister who is on this journey with me. She teaches at the high school, and so when I switched jobs, I was like, oh my goodness, how are we going to keep this going? And I said, I know the person to do it, and it was my sister who teaches JAG, which stands for Jobs for America's Graduates. And what better way for students to leave high school but knowing that they have dignity and that anything is possible and that they have a voice. And so I'm so grateful to her for being willing to wanting to teach the human dignity curriculum. Finally, I heard Anna say something at the table downstairs that this is only the beginning. This curriculum needs to reach every student, every country, every teacher, every principal, and I will do my best to make that happen. Yes. And I have to mention that I know my mother passed away in 2020, and I know she is a part of these God moments. She taught me to persevere. She was a single parent, and she taught me that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. And I want to relay those same messages to our kids, our youth, that anything is possible with you knowing that you have dignity as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this amazing award. I'm humbled and honored. Thank you.